Hello to all my people, and if you're watching live, checking us out on YouTube, or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots. I am still your host, a chef by trade, no mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and you know, it's the big three tonight. Joining me are my co-hosts, as always. First and foremost, he is the host of the Wolfpack Podcast. He is host of Boyfriend Time Pod. Just Boyfriend Time.
Yeah, just Boyfriend Time now.
Just Boyfriend Time. Boyfriend Time. Host of the Wolfpack Podcast, host of Boyfriend Time, host of NXT on Tap. He is the host of the Tuesday edition of Nerdy News on Tap, and right here, Botched Spots and Chair Shots every Sunday. He's everybody's favorite Ginger Ninja, Jax Bo. Jax, how the hell are you?
I'm good, but I do Thursday on
You do Thursdays. I did
Thursday,
say it wrong. Yeah, he's the Thursday
You
version of Nerdy News, not the Tuesday version. I apologize. I made it to the very end. I was gonna fuck
you did. That's great. No, I'm doing fantastic, man. Just getting ready for some Battleground tonight. Hopefully something interesting happens. If it does, it does. If not, who cares? I'm still gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, AJ, I was asking you if you're gonna be watching later. We're gonna be in the link, hanging out, doing the damn thing, watching some wrestling. So if you want to hang out, let us know. We'll be around. Mike, it's always good. Your caramel flavored popcorn. He says it tastes just like regular popcorn. What the fuck? Such a letdown.
It shouldn't.
You know who isn't a letdown, though? She is perched upon her iron throne in the boss bitch's corner. She is the Beyonce to my Hova, the Bonnie to my Clyde. She is the brains behind Rivet City Radio. She's the boss bitch. Ow, ow. How's Sunday afternoon? It's not evening.
It's good.
Pre-evening?
Yeah. Pre-evening.
It's pre-evening.
Sheldon Cooper would say. No, it's good. Things are good.
It's a good week. It's good, an exciting week. We've got some stuff hanging out. We've got some stuff to talk about, even though it's just the big three. I say just. That's never just. But we still have some shit to do. We still have some stuff to say. We still have some stuff to discuss. And before we get there, I have to appease the algorithmic gods. If you're watching us on youtube.com/Rivet City Radio, it is free to like and comment and subscribe and do all of those things. If you're watching us on twitch.tv/Rivet City Radio, it is also free to do all of those things, but subscribe. We'll get to that later when we talk about Patreon. If you're watching us on X, that's cool. We appreciate you hanging out over on Twitter. Make sure you're following me, Jaxbo2020, Just a Girl 918, following Botched Spots and Chair Shots. And of course, we appreciate you all, the audiophiles who keep us ranked constantly on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Bo, Al, it's time. All three of us are lit up. We wrote our space laser in for tonight's show. Let's hit it. Let's just fucking go, guys. What has the two of my closest friends, what has the two of you pissed off for greatness this week in pro wrestling? What has you the most worked up? What's up, Tim? What's up, Doug?
What's up, dude?
I can go first.
You want to go first? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's jump in the shit.
My thing is wrestlers being backstage at other shows is not fucking news. Rhea Ripley being backstage at AEW is not fucking news. You want to know why? Her fiance fucking works there. Like, who gives a shit? He's backstage at WWE events for her. Like, why is this news? Like, she's not jumping, like, things. Like, this isn't news. She's injured. She's got time on her hands. Of course, she's going to be hanging out with her man as much as possible.
I mean, it makes sense. How dare you assume these people have private lives?
No.
I got $100. Jonathan Gresham shows up is in the Apex.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he follows around like the little.
Maybe I'm almost sure Keith Lee might be there.
You know what? I would almost. You're probably right. It's not like we just saw Keith Lee accidentally on WWE TV during the Hall of Fame ceremony. You know what I mean? Like, what the
my
We saw Buddy Matthews last year.
Yeah, he was on stage for the Hall of Fame last year at WrestleMania. It's ridiculous to me. And the pictures of Liv and MJF that were circling around when they were seeing each other, it's like, oh man, these professional wrestlers who live real close to each other and work in the same field and have worked together in the past are still friends, even though they worked in different companies now. Get the fuck out of here with your logic.
Wait, Will, hold on. You're telling me you ate at different restaurants when you were working at one?
I don't know how to break this to you, Jax. There were some of my restaurants that I couldn't afford to eat at.
Go fucking figure.
I know.
I went to titty bars that I didn't work at, but
I regularly ate at restaurants I didn't work at. And I don't know how to tell you guys that. Guess what? My sous chefs that used to work for me, they're running restaurants now that aren't mine, but I'm not mad at them for it. I go eat. We're going to have dinner probably next month when we go out there to see the Ninja Turtles. We'll probably see Julian then. Fuck it. You're allowed to have friends. You're allowed to have a personal life. We love everybody. It's not a big deal. That was my wife's. That's what my wife calls my penis, is the big three.
The
big three. When I worked at Wendy's and ate at BK, people called me a traitor. I could understand that. That's a little bit more heated of a rivalry. That'd be like working in CML and AAA.
Yeah.
You see how I typed
up, Mike?
Yeah, dude. All right, Bo. Me and you pretty much have stuff to go off of, and then I've got a little bit of a tirade towards the end. So, okay, cool. Do you want to go first? Do you want to kind of kick us off and get us going?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. Let me state this by, I understand what this company's doing. To me, it's a smart move.
Agreed.
You're going to get people's eyes on the product. But I don't really make a lot of wrestling content on TikTok, but I still follow a lot of people. And I've heard a lot about this, like there's gatekeeping. And I don't like, everyone's like gatekeeping this, gatekeeping that. Aside for maybe 3 bigger creators, it's the bigger ones that are gatekeeping. It's the bigger ones that are like not elevating the community. They're looking out for themselves. That's fine by me. But we were talking about it earlier. Remember, TikTok is an internet an internet platform. As soon as it goes up, it's there forever. So we can cash in these receipts for everyone talking, like jumping on the TNA bandwagon right now. From, what did we say, a year ago?
Oh yeah,
it was just a glorified indie to y'all. Whatever, man. There's enough room at the table for everyone to eat, and I think it's the bigger creators that are the gatekeepers of whatever the fuck we do.
I'm going to tag in because I'm going to gatekeep. I'm going to be petty, and I'm going to be jealous because those are all the things that people are going to say I am. So I'm going to look you dead square in the face right now and tell you I am a jealous, petty, gatekeeping bastard. And you're fucking right, I am, because Endeavor right now is looking to boost their bottom line. And I said it the other day, and I'll say it till I'm blue in my face. Endeavor, TKO, and WWE as the 3. Don't give a fuck about the fans. They only care about their bottom line. And at the core of it, what's up, Just? Boom. Just? Get your podcast, all the free shout outs. Follow my boy. The thing to remember here is that this isn't about tribalism. This is about just blatant disrespect. Because, and this is why, Endeavor said, okay, we want to get more eyes on TNA. Let's go to a creator who has a great following, okay? And let's talk to him about who he can get some eyes on TNA. So we're going to give permission to a handful of streamers. Instead of going to Ringsider Anthony or Chrissy Ann, formerly known as Luna Havoc, or going to Shayna Hill, going to any of our friends and who are mid-sized streamers to small, big streamers, whatever definition you want to use. Instead of going to them, they went to their back pocket and they gave it to their homies. They gave it to their friends and their confidants, which is fine. I don't yuck any yums. I would take care of the people who sat at my table. But the problem is, this is where I have an issue with it. And Bo's absolutely 1,000% fucking right. All right. And as long as it's shady, these motherfuckers will have to live in my shadow. Okay. Because this is the facts that if you go back a year ago, 2 years ago, every single one of these big streamers were doing exactly what the fuck Bo said. There's 5 people who watch Impact. They don't care. It's not on, I can't even figure out where to watch it. Like, these were the shit that we were hearing every single week. And then people get passed over who deserve the right. And just for the fucking record, I'm not talking about Rivet City Radio. I'm not eligible. They won't give me streaming rights for other reasons. And that's neither here nor there. So this isn't about the fact that my channel didn't get picked for the dodgeball team. This is about the fact that other viable members of the media, be it content creation or journalism, got overpassed because one motherfucker wanted to give it to his boys. And to me, that seems weird. It seems a little shady. I'll even say it. It's a bit fucking carny.
Yeah, if it's a bit. Shit.
It's pretty fucking carny.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, I'd like to pull up just so we could check my receipts. Well, if you'll share my screen. This is my personal YouTube. I have been a TNA follower just on YouTube for a year, 4 months, and 6 fucking days. I have religiously watched it for so long. Like, I guarantee, and I can guarantee it now. You put the creators who got, they're not creators, they're reactors. They react to stuff. They don't actually have their own content. I'm in that genre on YouTube, so I know. But none of them in a room together could tell me the very first TNA. Now remember my words, the very first TNA world champion. And if anyone in the chat could tell me, I'd be very happy.
Here's my thing, and if somebody wants to clip this, feel free. To any of those creators, I challenge you to come on Boss Bitch Trivia, and we do full TNA trivia against you and the Ginger Ninja. Like, let's see how much you actually fucking know about TNA.
Way to go, Mike. Way to fucking go.
Way to fucking go, Mike.
Mike is the host of the Table Spot.
See, he got it. He figured, because I didn't say NWA TNA. The first NWA TNA, Mike, was King Shamrock.
Tim's in the chat. What's up, Tim Farmer? I will be competing in the Wrestle Talk Federation debate show coming up. I'm going to be wrestling Jose, or I'm not be wrestling. I'm going to be debating Hot Take Wrestling from TikTok. That's going to be a good show coming up. That'll be a live one. So definitely follow Tim. I so need an Ethan Page, Sean Spears duo in NXT, the perfect 10 egos. Shamrock won the NWA TNA title. You're absolutely right. Anything left?
My last thing about this topic is I reiterate what I always say. No one wants to watch you watch wrestling.
Some people do, apparently.
No. Those people want to watch to get noticed by the streamer to get themselves over. That is the only reason that they watch. And one of the creators is only watched because of what they look like.
Boss.
If I was a skinny blonde with big tits, I'd have more followers too.
Wow.
I feel like, Al, I'm an expert of the range area of what I used to do for a living. They're not really all that fucking big. I mean,
if I was a
Jesus.
if I was a skinny blonde, I would have that many followers also.
This is why I'm here. I love you, Jess. I'm glad you're here. That's it. Pissed off for greatness. That's good. We got our juices flowing. Huh?
Yours?
Oh yeah. Another thing is that in 2024, society needs to be a little bit more cautious of the way they present ideas. Okay. Right now, I know there's a lot going on in a certain region of the globe, and there's a lot of decisive arguments on both sides of it. Okay. I think before you start preaching or making content or saying things about a war that's 10,000 years old that you have nothing to do with or don't know anything the fuck about, you should read a goddamn history book before you speak on it. Sorry.
No need to apologize. Jordan Grace kind of teased something on Tuesday with her gear and saying NXT TNA. If Jordan Grace wins the NXT Women's title, we have a
Jordan Grace wins the NXT Women's title. WWE have bought TNA.
They can't.
They can't buy TNA. There's a section in the clause where it says that WWE can't buy TKO can't buy a competitive wrestling organization, Endeavor can't buy a competitive wrestling organization. And in that article, they specifically named TNA as a competitive thing, as a competitive promotion. So they can't they would have to redo everything, and WWE and TNA and Endeavor would all have to agree to amend that section of the contract. And that wouldn't be able to happen without voter shares, and that kind of shit would become public knowledge that they were amending the closing documents of that specific business juncture, because it was a $20 billion deal when they closed. Like, I've been following that really closely, Temple. That's why I say that, is because that's something I've been researching and writing on for a minute.
If she wins tonight, we at least know there's a partnership.
Exactly. We know the partnership is a lot more intense than what they've led on TV if she wins tonight. And when we get to we've got a segment towards the end of the show where we're going to make Al predict Battleground. Al, when was the last time you watched NXT?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's why this is going to be so good. You guys got match of the week for us? Now we're here. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. What's your match of the week?
Mine is Nick Nemeth versus Frankie Kazarian this week on TNA Wrestling from Thursday night. It was two guys that are very skilled at their craft going out there just fucking going. They're doing a real good job of building Nemeth to look viable, but I'm glad they didn't immediately throw the strap on him. And I'm glad that's something TNA does when they bring these. Yes, I know Mustafa Ali is the exception to the rule, but most of these guys that'll come in from different companies, they don't immediately throw a title on you. You kind of go through TNA's earn it, like get some reps.
I'm actually going to tag team with you on that because one, last night on Smacking It Raw, I brought up a couple things that I was spitting and swallowing from TNA, and everything I think for the most part was swallows this week. I don't think there was a lot from TNA I didn't like. One of them was that match, the Nick Nemeth match at the end of it with Frankie Kazarian. It was the perfect way to close the 20th anniversary. So I completely agree with you. But my match of the week, ironically, was a tag team match from that show because of the story it's building to against all odds. And that was Speedball Mountain versus Mustafa Ali and Campaign Singh, because Mustafa hasn't had a loss since leaving WWE. And this build up to him and Trent Seven for the X Division title is wild to me, because they built it to where he's been able to escape defeat this whole time. And now the last week before the pay-per-view, everything's getting built up. The last time they're going to see each other pretty much in a ring is the first time Mustafa takes an L. So I think this is the first time where it's like, oh shit, there's a break in the armor. You know what I mean? Like, Ali himself has potential to take the loss and lose the X Division title and put Trent Seven over. So that's why I picked that match, is because it was a great tag team match. It was fun to watch. Speedball Mike Bailey's a fucking beast. But in reality, I think that the bigger story coming out of that show was what happened with Trent Seven and Mustafa Ali. Thank you for the gift, Anonymous, heading to Dad Hat Wrestling. We love Dad Hat, my
Thank
brother from World Championship Wreckage. Al, your turn. What you got for us? Did you really watch any wrestling this week?
It was on.
That counts. Fair.
It's been a busy week. I am going to pick, just because I'm interested about where this story is going, the New Day versus AOP.
Ooh, that's a good call.
I'm curious because, the New Day, much like the Street Profits have said, that they will never, break up. So I'm curious to see if they're actually changing that tune or where this is going.
I also brought that up last night because I said that I wasn't sure, because this whole time, everything New Day's done up until this point in their entire careers, they've said we're not breaking up, right? So to me, them teasing it now and making it seem like it might be a real life thing, it's like undecided. Like, do I really feel like this is it? Is this when the New Day breaks up? Like, that's how I feel about it. Like, I want to see it because Xavier and Kofi would be a fucking hella good match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, without a doubt. But I'm still not 100% sure if I'm ready for it to happen in my heart of hearts. Bo, how would you feel about it if New Day breaks up because of this Karrion Kross angle? We got some from the chat, guys. I'm going to get to yours in just a second. Go ahead, Bo. Sorry.
I'd be okay with it. I mean, they've had a great run together. It's not like there's no complaints you'll get from me about their run as a tag team and as a faction. But seeing a Kofi and Xavier match would be good. Xavier's always been kind of like a tag team guy. I'd like to see him go single.
I think Xavier is the one missing piece of that puzzle that obviously that hasn't had a world title run yet. And I feel like, he had the King of the Ring, which was cool, but it didn't really fill that void. I think Xavier needs at least an IC or US title run. He deserves it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's missing from it. And I don't think he'll ever have a shot at being the world champion as long as New Day is together, because Big E and Kofi are just infinitely times bigger stars. And that's really unfortunate to be the third best member of a generational tag team. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Going through the chat some. Dad Hat chimed in, get receipts from these interactions in real life. I will be in Cleveland. I'm just throwing that out there for everybody. Jordan Grace teased something on Tuesday. We checked in on that one. Temple wants Obi Femi to win. He's tricking Obi for the title. Trick called up to the main roster. I think that might be a possibility. When we get to the NXT stuff, Temple, we'll talk about that. Sheamus Ludwig Kaiser. X, he's saying that Chris Bay was teasing facing NXT tag champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I think there's a small chance we might see more TNA crossover. Karrion Kross is working New Day for mind games purposes to get ahead. I don't think the New Day breaks up. So Mike thinks it's all a story. They're just teasing it, but it won't actually happen. All good thoughts. Al, you ready?
Well, this week we really didn't have anything from Ronda. She's kind of boring on social media. But Tony Khan said something stupid.
Oh yeah. You want to? Are we gonna temporarily make it a Tony Khan tinfoil hat moment?
He stole it from Tommy Boy, but still. I book wrestling for the sickos because that's what I am and that's what I care about. No shit, Tony. We, in fact, do know that you are, in fact, a
I'm not
sicko.
surprised.
He's just gonna keep doubling down on Jericho.
The learning tree.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Did I get that right on the
Yeah.
first try? Jesus, I didn't know if that would happen. So this is a big topic in wrestling right now because everybody's watching on Dark Side. No free shout outs. The Who Killed WCW. And they said towards the end of WCW, a lot of times, Bischoff and the Turner Broadcasting, whatever, they were just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. They would do whatever the fuck they wanted. You saw some of the most ridiculous stuff ever in pro wrestling in those last 2 or 3 years of WCW. I'm not saying this is the case. Are we seeing the death rattle of AEW? Bo, you're a Duval boy. I'm not trying to dox you. You saw them from inception to where they're at now. Like, do we think this is the death rattle where Tony Khan's just like, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever I want? You know what I mean? Like, or have we reached the point where Tony Khan realizes that Daddy's going to keep pumping him full of money and he can legitimately do whatever he wants? What do you guys think?
He ain't making money because I've been to Daly's place when they first got going to a packed fucking house. I've been to Daly's place during the pandemic. And then I've been to a Daly's place in this era. And it looked like a pandemic.
I loved that. That was beautiful, Bo. Spitting bars.
It straight went from packed arenas to the pandemic happened to the pandemic arenas. It was bad, man. Like they were hiring seat fillers. Tickets were like going for $10 the day of the show. The section that me and Nicole were in, there was no one around us. It's sad to see.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. It is really sad to see because we need good wrestling. And AEW is where the best wrestle. Sorry, that Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa, Tony Storm stuff on my mind. It's where the best wrestle is what I'm looking for. Also, no free shout outs. The episode from last night for Smack and Raw. I thought it was a great title. I think that the business, as the IWC likes to refer to it, needs as much good wrestling as possible. And I say it a lot, and I will continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. The more wrestling that's out there is great. You know what I mean? I say it with content creators. There's room at the table for everybody. I will say the exact same thing to wrestling promoters. There's room at the table for everybody. Nobody is perfect. WWE showed that from 2002 range to 2019 before AEW got here. They never took Impact seriously. They ran it by like a monopoly, and they literally went from the Attitude Era when 16 million people were watching Raw to where they're at now. And if you tallied all of the shows together, you're not equaling that. You see the issue? WWE got complacent and lazy. The rest of the wrestling business is finally catching up because the hair wasn't as far ahead of the tortoise as they thought they were.
Yep.
That's the issue with pro wrestling.
And I think the roles have changed. I think WWE is now the turtle and AEW is trying to be the hare.
They are. And you've got to learn, you got to get your tracks underneath you. You know what I mean? You can't go on your first day and run a marathon. It takes you a little bit. We're seeing Tony Khan slip and slide some. But the wrestling needs AEW. Be careful. Where did that go? How come I can't see that? Oh, there it is. Be careful when critiquing AEW. You might get blamed for not watching it and knowing nothing. I 1000% say it regularly, and I'm not sure why. AEW Dynamite is one of the shows that I 100% will make sure I'm at my desk at 7 o'clock for. And I don't know why, but it's got me hooked. It's got its talons in me that deep. followed very closely by NXT. And that's 100% Scal's most fault.
Well, moving back to Ryback.
Oh, yeah, this is your segment. Me and Bo are just having a conversation.
So to try to get more traction on his post, which I'm pretty sure he has seen this segment because I have literally said this more than one time. He has decided to unblock everyone that he had previously blocked, which is why I've said nobody sees his stuff because he blocks everybody. So cool seeing so many unblocked accounts still interacting with me here, despite the account still being suppressed to my great followers. Check in here with a positive comment and let's get this account consistently back in the 6 to 7 figure impression range. #hungry. So he's using this to then retweet the negative comments and push his nutrition stuff. At Ryback, thanks for unblocking me. You're still a transphobic, xenophobic, hateful piece of human waste. You okay, Eric? Check out my Hope Spot mood and stress support here.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's kind of a genius marketing ploy, though, to quote tweet your hate and use it. That's kind of genius.
I'm blocking everyone for attention. How desperate are you? Thank you. Praying hands. You haven't been on TV in 8 years. You're not suppressed. You're not suppressed. You're a has-been. More plates, more dates already exposed you for steroids. So your truth has always been a lie. How the fuck do you do steroids and sell supplements? And it goes on. Incorrect. That guy made a video claiming I say I'm natty. I guess natural.
Yeah.
When I've always stated I've been on TRT since 28. I also came off of TRT in 2016, 2017 and restored my natural testosterone to low normal. First of all, that's not something I would probably publicly admit.
Yo, guys, I got low normal T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by his testosterone, thank you to all the great people and fans out there that see this. To my haters, may you find a fraction of the peace and happiness I have in life.
Bargain basement wish version of Goldberg. God damn. That's how you feel, my guy.
Damn.
WWE is notorious for releasing false information. This is him going back to his regularly scheduled programming. Not only on talent, but also other wrestling promotions. The day I walked out and told them to fuck off, it was almost immediately put out that I got sent home. They then used their partner publications to push out false information about me and damage my reputation. Much of that got pulled after legal action was threatened. They had my social media illegally suppressed after I refused to give them my account with an NDA. These people are pure evil and will do anything to make others' lives more difficult and persuade their hardcore brainwashed faithful to start attacking. The truth always wins, and you must not back down from the evil empire, or its glum gremlin bleacher bumps. That's hard to say. Now, Ryback, if you wanted to get more than 6.6 thousand views, you should have done hashtag WWE and put some hashtags at the end. Since you're clearly watching this and you followed my first advice of unblocking all the people that you blocked, also start using relevant hashtags and you will get people seeing your shit.
Also, don't be petty. Like, take your unlikes back. Literally. Like, who went back like 9 weeks to unlike every Ryback video we've ever made or whatever the fuck it is now? Like, who took the time to do that? That one segment hurt you that bad? Bro, just hang out, talk, answer 5 random questions. This is me talking to you right now, Skip. Let's do it, okay? Man to man, Skip Sheffield. Answer 5 random questions. Hashtag eat my nuts.
Use hashtag.
Oh, sorry. Feed me more. Whatever you say. Sorry.
It's hungry. It's hungry.
Hungry. Sorry. Hashtag hungry.
Eat my nuts. Jesus.
Oh, I do have one more. I'm so sorry.
I don't care. It's anything goes.
Eat my nuts.
Hashtag eat my nuts.
I appreciate, shout out to Shayna Hill, who made a TikTok. I'm not going to show the TikTok, but since Ryback has 2 TikTok accounts, one for his him and one for his nutrition, he went live with himself.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of smart.
On TikTok, went live with himself on TikTok.
B. Dave said, "Crabback's so dumb, he's funny." You're absolutely right.
That's why we do this, because I started noticing like all the funny, stupid shit.
Eat my nuts.
So
hashtag eat my nuts.
Hashtag eat my nuts.
That's the new. That's if I could ever get a Will Gray hashtag started. God, please let it be hashtag eat my nuts.
I'm trying to get the hashtag free Paul Heyman going.
For hashtag free Paul Heyman, hashtag eat my nuts, hashtag ginger ninja. Bo's like, I don't need a hashtag.
I'm still learning hashtags.
Me too. I'm fucking terrible. One week I think SEO is great, and then the next week it's like absolute shit. At least I'm doing good with my writing. Like Last Word on Sports was like, dude, you're doing great. Your articles are putting out great views. I'm like, sweet, because my goddamn YouTube sucks. Like, I love you if you're watching at YouTube. We love you, Temple, the rest of the guys over there. We love y'all. That's not what we're talking about.
YouTube's hard to navigate.
YouTube's algorithm is hard to navigate. We love you guys. You do it for a living. Don't me. Like, you swim in an ocean of SEO shit. You understand it like it's your job, because it is. Speaking of your job, it's news and rumors time.
I feel like this whole show is my job.
It's ultimately babysitting Bo and I 40 hours a week. Why we sit around and go, what do you think about this? Like, okay, that won't get us canceled. What do you think about this? Yeah. Can I say this? Is this okay?
I will text Al, just so everyone knows out there in internet land. I will text Al and ask her if something is politically correct, and she'll be like, no.
You can't say that.
She's like, sorry. I've made Will go get her out of the living room to ask her questions.
He said, I'm tired of reading Skip Sheffield. Ryback tweaks make my eyes bleed. We know. It's just hilarious to make fun of him. It's fun.
Ricochet has said he will not be re-signing with the WWE. The fear is not of losing him, but of losing Samantha Irving when he does leave.
She ain't walking away from that money.
Nah. Let's be honest, okay? And Bo, you and I talked about this. Scouts and I have talked about it. I've talked about it on air. I've talked about it on other shows and in videos. Do you think there's an independent company from, you know, the PWAs of the world to all the way up to your AEWs? And yes, they're all indies because they're all privately traded companies. They're all independent. I don't care what you say. Let's have that conversation. But, okay, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
Ricochet?
Oh, yeah. Is there anybody that's going to pay Samantha Irvin WWE money from the PWAs of the world all the way up to AEW? Let's be honest. Ring announcers aren't the highest commodity. Thank you, Scouse. I need Scouse to be in backstage so he can just hold up cue cards for me. So when I forget what I'm talking about.
I got to call out someone.
I love call-outs. This is the episode for call-outs.
And no free shout-outs, but our buddy Lee that I met through you posted an all-elite graphic. Sir, Lee, I love you. You have a great mind. He owns the name Ricochet.
He does.
He'll just go King Ricochet again for a little bit. So
I think King Ricochet is the better name anyways, honestly. Because he can use Ricochet but he gets the surname King Ricochet.
So,
So it sounds
as
like
King Ricochet, if he was to win a King of the Ring, he'd be King Ricochet.
Yes.
I want to hop back to something that happened last week. Before this announcement of Ricochet, there was a TikTok live where there were some. I use the term creators loosely, but saying that they needed to use Ricochet
howdy satire
to keep Samantha. Like, first of all, she's her own person. And like, just because she's going, like, that he might leave. Yes, gals, this is where you were right and they were wrong. Just because he might leave doesn't mean she's also going. They also went into like this whole situation about what was it that Becky might go to AEW. First of all, the two, Becky and Seth, will not separate, to the point that they have in their contracts that they demand to be on the same brand, and they take their nanny on the road with them. Like, Samantha Irving's not leaving WWE, and then neither is Becky. Like,
hold on. Where do I sign up to be a nanny for a wrestler? Like, kids love me.
Yeah, I think you'd be great at that job.
I just want to travel the world and raise your kid for you.
Again, this goes back to the wrestling business, and I would love that, Bo, to see you be your Becky and Seth's nanny, and it's like, oh, this is Bo. He hangs out with the baby when we're wrestling, and it's like this big ginger biker looking motherfucker with tattoos,
like perfect nanny
with a baby on his hip. What's up, guys?
What's
I'm
up?
Bo. I'm the ginger ninja.
I want to do it for Malachi Black, and like that's who I want to, like, him and Selena need to have a kid and then call me.
Could you imagine how fucking badass that kid would be?
And I will. That kid will give Gothic Baby a run for its money.
I don't think you could be high all the time. I don't know. Get it back on the rails a little bit. Temple, Ricochet's contract expires at the end of the month. So when it does, can he work dates, or does he have to go through the 90-day non-compete? With it being a contract expiration and him not re-signing a contract, he will become a free agent on the first of whatever month. If it's July 1st, August 1st, or whatever, midnight that day, he could theoretically lock up in a match at 12:05 if he wanted to. You know what I mean? It's because Lucha Underground is coming back. I also brought that up. I said that Prince Puma going back and working with Penta, who is also a free agent. Tim says the fact that casuals are going to miss a Ricochet Mustafa Ali match or a Ricochet versus Namath match because of tribalism is crazy. Okay. Bingo. And then, do they think WWE misuses Ricochet or drop the ball on him?
1,000%.
Nah, I got to disagree with you.
Okay, I would love to hear this, because I don't think Ricochet is the person they've mishandled, they've dropped the ball on. But go ahead and say why you don't think it's Ricochet, Bo.
Because if we look back in Ricochet was Prince Puma and Lucha Underground. He was their world champion, yes. But Ricochet, even over when he was overseas, has always been that mid-card guy. Like, him and Ospreay were curtain jerkers. And putting the mask on really helped him, but kind of took away from it. But WWE, I mean, you got to look what he's done. Dusty Cup winner, multi-time U.S. champion, Intercontinental champion. He was the speed champion. Like, for the career he's had, North American champion. Like, he's had a pretty good career for the placement that he is.
Let me ask you something quick, Al, following up off of Bo then, kind of taking everything that Ricochet was beforehand, the star, the world champion, then going to WWE and cashing checks and making bank. Now he's going back on the market. as a marketing manager, somebody who does marketing for a living, if Ricochet markets himself right, could he have a Nick Namath or a Matt Cardona style run on the indies where he is a viable enough asset that people will just pay him for one-offs in AEW, in TNA, in New Japan, the way Matt Cardona does it? Could Ricochet make more money doing that than signing a big deal? Because we know everybody would want King Ricochet on their card. Could he be the next Matt Cardona?
I mean, he could be. I think that he's probably going to lessen his travel. I have a feeling that even though he may not be in WWE, he's going to probably spend a lot of time hanging out at WWE. Even if he goes to AEW, like they do offer pretty much more substantial home time because you get used like once every 6 months. So I also agree with what Temple says in that what Tim said, that Shinsuke has been more misused than Ricochet. I saw this stat, and I think Shayna posted it, where Shinsuke has in 2024. So we're 6 months into 2024.
Yep.
He has lost 39 of 40 matches. And I assuming that all of these are house shows because when have we seen him on TV really lately?
I will say this. I've never seen Shinsuke complain about his booking or his money or the way he does it. I've always said that the reason why house shows don't matter is because WWE doesn't make house shows matter. WWE makes their TV show matter. The stories that are happening on their television show about pro wrestling, not what's happening at their house shows. Okay? Once they start making those house shows matter again, then that's when they stop being a TV show about pro wrestling and they actually become a wrestling company.
Yeah. Go up to Farmer Tim's.
Yeah, I got you.
I will 100% agree with that. This is Nick Namath's year.
I'm not saying he's going to be the indie wrestler of the year. Tim, you and I have talked about that. I've made a video about it too, that this is Nick Namath's year. What he's doing is wild.
Ricochet will be...
He'll be up there, though. He'll be that same caliber of guy.
He'll be up there, but not Will Ospreay up there.
No.
Now, if he signs AEW, strap a rocket to his ass because him and Will Ospreay about to burn the house down.
Yeah, they will every time they step in the ring. To close Ricochet out and then go on to some more news and rumors, I will wholeheartedly say that I think Finn Balor is the most underutilized, misused WWE identity crisis in history. When he finally leaves WWE and retires in New Japan, his fall will be studied, because this man went from being the biggest star in the world in a company not named WWE to being where he's at now. And you think about the ups and downs of his career. Like, he went from being the biggest star in the world to being, the guy who lost 3 demon matches in a row.
It's all about that injury. Happened at the wrong time for
Just
him, dude.
Terrible timing, man. Mustafa Ali is absolutely having a great year. All right, Al. Sorry. It is your show.
The Wrestling Observer notes that Golden Shower's Brock has to be cleared by WWE legal before making a return, and that has not happened yet.
I mean, once he's cleared, he's cleared. If he's found not guilty, I mean, that's what's the beauty in this country. You know what I mean? He can still be a yucky person, but if they want him to be cleared, make sure he gets cleared. And if he doesn't, that's on him.
Yeah. Per PW Insider, there has been surprises at the lack. There has been surprise. Yes, there has been surprise at the lack of urgency for WWE to re-sign Natalya. whose contract comes up early next month. However, there is also a feeling within the company that they have time to strike a new deal. If we learned anything from the Becky situation, they're not in any rush to make anybody good deals right now. So,
Natty's not going anywhere.
I don't think she'll go, necessarily go somewhere else, but she may do a Becky and take an extended hiatus.
Oh, no. When I say she's not going anywhere, I mean, she'll still be in WWE. She'll be off WWE TV and stuff. But if I were I am a betting man. And there's somebody mentioned it earlier. I'm pretty sure it was Temple. I would almost say right now, next Friday night, at Against All Odds, you're going to hear Natalia Neidhart's music hit. I'm almost certain of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Calling my shot. And if it doesn't happen, fuck it. I can't bet 1,000, but I'm pretty fucking close compared to some of the marks in the dirt sheets.
Matt Menard will replace Chris Jericho on a permanent basis on the AEW Rampage commentary desk. Good riddance. Can we replace Excalibur?
Hey, I hate Nigel McGuinness.
Me too.
I can't stand Nigel.
Generally, I love an accent, but his it just makes my skin crawl.
Go ahead, Bill. Finish. I'm sorry.
I was talking to Will last night about it, and all fucking Nigel does is be like, "Well, when I was in the ring, bitch, you ain't getting back in the ring, dude.
Yeah, you got that.
Fucking hang it up, bruh."
I told Bo and Scals, and I'm pretty sure Scals knew this about me, and I'm sure Bo does too. 90% of the time when I'm watching wrestling, I mute the commentary and only listen to the promos. Because that's one of my biggest critiques of AEW is that the only commentators they have that make sense are Taz and Jim Ross. Tony Schiavone is playing a character. I get it, but it sounds like he fucking checked out in 1998, bro. That's all there is to it. Their commentary team is terrible. Veda Scott is commentating on the Indies right now. They're fucking amazing. They're one of the best commentators on the Indies. It's Speedball Mike Bailey's partner. Give her a shot. Give Veda a shot.
Spice it up a little bit, man.
Exactly.
To what B Dave said, Dijak and some creator have been feuding lately. I could feud with a wrestler if I wanted to as well, if I paid them.
Yes, Veda is good. I know. That's what I'm saying, Jess. Fucking fantastic commentator. Tony's for 20 years was paid to orgasm Sting's name. You're absolutely right. He was paid for 20 years to orgasm Sting's name. I got through that. Words are hard sometimes.
Angel Garza and Humberto
Carrillo.
Yes. Their contracts will expire on the same day, which is August 1st. So literally a couple days before SummerSlam. Blah, blah, blah. Do we care?
They're okay. They're not my pick. They're not my favorites. They're currently with the LWO Wolfpack, right?
Yeah. So.
PW Insider, Arn Anderson, Jake Hager, Mark Henry, and Paige Van Zant have all been removed from the AEW roster page, indicating they are officially gone from the company. We knew about Arn and Mark Henry, but
Paige is the one that I didn't recognize right off.
Yeah,
I know who Paige is, but I didn't even realize she was still under contract with him. The fact that she was she was one of the Dark and Dark Elevation women's storylines from there. She didn't do a whole lot on Dynamite. I don't even know the last time she was on Dynamite. If you give me 90 seconds, I'll tell you the last time she was on Dynamite.
While you're looking that up, Elias told Metro's Alistar George that he came up with and pitched a Monday Night Messiah cult leader character while he was still with WWE, but the company gave it to Seth Rollins instead.
Holy shit, Paige Van Zandt hasn't done anything. She wrestled at Double or Nothing 2002, and that was it.
2002?
Or 2022, I'm sorry. Again, words are hard. She's wrestled one match in the company. I didn't even realize she was under contract.
I didn't either.
Oh, Scout said she got hurt. Okay, that makes more sense because I wasn't super familiar, but the other guys we kind of all expected when their contracts would up, they would leave. Yeah. I don't know where Jake Hager's going to go unless he wants to go back to being Jack Swagger, the most forgettable world heavyweight champion in WWE history. Did you know that, Al? Did you know that that he had the WWE title at one point? Yeah. Heavyweight title? No. Because I definitely didn't tell you to watch any of that. That was not on my list of these are matches you need to watch.
Did you hear my thing about Elias? He's claiming he came up with the Monday Night Messiah gimmick.
Just because you found God after you got released doesn't mean you created everything that uses God in a gimmick.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
he sits on TikTok and reads the Bible.
Natalia would be a great producer backstage, personal trainer. Her and TJ are one of the hottest pairs of producers in wrestling the moment she retires from in-ring work. Yes. I mean, every wrestler says that was my idea. I mean, Hulk Hogan invented wrestling in Japan in 1983. You just got to go back and watch the
Ryback invented Triple H.
He did. Hulk Hogan said he did too. He was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Oh no, Hulk Hogan did, not Ryback. Sorry, I mixed the two up. They're both so crazy.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the original Triple H.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Sam Blunt claims to make the Shield. That's an episode. Is wrestling Pinocchios. Like that would also make a fantastic fucking sweaty session for Get Show as well. Like made up lies that wrestlers are told, but nobody cares about.
Maybe that's a show we should do. We should call it, Two Truths and a Lie.
Two Truths.
And come up with a bunch of. Anyways.
That's awesome.
The Young Bucks are already in talks with Reebok about another future project after the smashing success of their recent pump shoe deal. I really wanted them, not because I like the Young Bucks. I can't fucking stand the Young Bucks. But those shoes were fucking fly.
The pumps?
Yes, but they didn't come small enough for me.
I was going to ask if you wanted to say it or if you wanted me to about how pissed you were that they didn't offer them in women's sizes.
Dude, come on. Most of the Young Bucks fan base is women, and you don't make women's sizes for your shoes. Fuck off.
We should do that episode coming up. Call it Two Truths and a Lie. But also fuck the Young Bucks. Make your size small enough. You yourself have feet that are like a size and a half bigger than the biggest women's size. I know Matt Jackson doesn't have very big feet. He's like 5'3".
No, I actually have pretty small feet.
No, not you. I'm talking about Matt Jackson.
Oh.
Matt Jackson has little kid feet. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
But the Young Bucks are top 3 all time. Top 3 what? The Young Bucks aren't in the top 3 Bucks of all time.
Wait, the
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Did you fucking have a typo?
But the Young Bucks are top 3 tag teams of all time?
Tim, bro. Well, I'm high.
I'm real fucking high. Is he talking to me? It's more a Reebok issue than a Bucks. They don't understand sneaker business or the culture. See, that's what I like about having friends, just because you keep my fingers on the pulse of the culture. You're probably one of the most dripped out, always well put together people in my life, and I love that about you. All the free shout outs.
What are your top 3 tag teams?
That's what I'm curious about. I love the shit out of you, Tim Farmer. You know that. You are one of my ride or dies right now. Holy, I have derailed this show for Tim. Who are the top 3 tag teams? What kind of pizzas do you want being worked like this for the pizza party? Oh, fuck you, Tim. Oh, God damn it. I legitimately was like, no way, dude. We love you, Just. Tim just worked the fuck out of us. I was legitimately going to be like, no, we're having this conversation. This is going to be a Wrestle Talk Federation debate right now, because I will put the Young Bucks further down that list in a heartbeat. Let's do it right now. It's happening. All right, now sorry.
Moving along.
It is your show.
Tim, you said you're buying us pizza. Just it's evidence.
I see it. It's on the internet.
It's on the internet forever.
Mm-hmm.
We like pepperoni stuff crust. In a close-up with Renee Paquette interview on AEW's YouTube channel, Chuck Taylor confirmed he's been told his in-ring career might be over as a result of his injured ankle. Taylor said he plans to get the recommended surgery and is holding out hope he might be able to wrestle again after that. He plans to spend the summer focused on learning the behind-the-scenes roles he's been working in since his ankle initially was injured last October, then have the surgery. Happy healing for Chuck Taylor. I do think it is a shame that you don't wear Chuck Taylors as your name is Chuck Taylor, but I digress.
I understand why he doesn't wrestle in them as somebody who does camera work in them regularly. I made the switch over to working camera in an old pair of running shoes because you get no real support. So I can only imagine how fucking hard it would be to try to work a match in them because I can't run around. I have trouble running around an arena in my Chucks. Like keeping up with the match to shoot it. I couldn't imagine how hard it would be to run a match in Chuck Taylor's. That would be impossible.
Alexa Bliss does matches in knee-high Chuck Taylors.
And she's fucking baller for that because there's no ankle support. So Alexa Bliss over Mid Morgan 10 times out of 10.
WWE has filed a new trademark for WCW on June 4th.
I want fucking royalties. They closed theirs down. Me and Dad Hat started ours. If they want to start a WCW again, they got to give us a cut of the pie.
It is for merchandising purposes. This isn't the first time that they have attempted to trademark it. They did it also in 2020. I assume that it's for some sort of like anniversary situation.
Anniversary of what? Buying the Federation a year ago?
Or the anniversary of WCW?
1983 was when the TV show started. When did WCW Super Show start? It was mid to late 80s. The Turner buyout was 86. So
who the fuck knows?
Yeah. It might be coming up. Who knows? Hola Des, thanks for stopping by, dropping some Ninja Turtles in the chat.
During an interview on the Insiders podcast, former longtime WWE employee Tom Carlucci
is a great name.
Claimed that Vince McMahon is not allowed inside WWE headquarters. He can't even walk in the building. This also means that Vince is not allowed to use the gym inside the WWE headquarters. Carlucci noted that the gym was created for Vince. He designed the gym with his personal trainer, Mike.
Sucks to be you, nerd. You should have thought about that before you tried to sex traffic women.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Sorry.
Allegedly. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't use your multi-million-dollar gym because you're in the middle of a fucking huge lawsuit. Allegedly.
WrestleVotes was told that Braun Breaker has impressed many higher-ups in his short stint on Raw, and that WWE has considerably altered its creative plans for him. One source mentioned that Braun is slated to be a major focus heading into the Netflix era.
Bo, you got anything on Braun Breaker?
I fucking love Braun Breaker. Oh my god, dude! Like, just give me Braun Breaker. I like my Goldberg fucking ripoffs. I'm a Georgia guy.
The gym looks like the cafe from the Power Rangers show. All right, I also love Braun Breaker. This isn't about Braun though. So word on the street is, and I'm not intentionally going back to Ricochet, but this ties in. It's long-term storytelling in this episode. That's how you book a show, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about Ricochet some, okay? And we talked about TNA and the history of TNA. TNA has a long, illustrious history of straight killing fucking wrestlers off. Okay? They've done it a few times. They stabbed EY. Diener just killed EY. Yeah, and then he showed back up on TV like a month and a half later, 2 months later, like it was nothing. Just I'm back, it's nobody. But I digress. There are rumors coming about. You ready? You ready, Bo?
Yeah, what you got?
They might allow Braun Breaker to take Ricochet out to get him off of television. How fucking cool will that be if they actually write a story
Break him in fucking half?
where Braun Breaker literally
Right.
breaks someone?
The
That's
camera
how they
cut
get-
and the shit flies everywhere.
Just
This is
everything,
top
yeah.
down.
Fucking, he spears him through a goddamn through a
Like a
one of the
brick wall.
boards or something, and like the LED boards, and it goes up in flames and sparks and everything like they used to do. And then they're like, "Oh shit, Ricochet broke his whatever in 12 places. The poor dude's gone forever." And then he shows up on AEW on Wednesday.
And then 3 years later, they resurrect him on fucking. The Elite killed Adam Cole off.
They
and then
did
brought him back to
literally when they
life.
killed him off of BTE. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We appreciate you guys hanging out for this off the rails episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots. But this is what I love about the episodes when it's just the three of us.
Earlier this week, some people in the media reported that AEW Collision only drew 122,000 viewers for the June 1st episode. Daddy Meltzer says that this is a completely fake number and was supplied by WWE because of it's a pro wrestling war. And WD is far more effective at getting news out there and controlling a lot of the media.
Okay.
Do we think that AEW and WWE are in a war? I think that I think Tony Khan is in a war that Triple H is unaware of.
Tony Khan is fighting his war with
He's
addiction.
Ethan Paging.
Yeah, Tony Khan's fighting a war with himself. He's Tony
the
Khan
green
versus the
screen.
Coke Man. That's the fight Tony Khan. That's the war Tony Khan is having. I know you're absolutely right. I was about to say, if you check out my shit on Last Word on Sports, I've explained 1,001 times about how the pro wrestling is in a Cold War. Two world powers that indirectly chose a side in a regional conflict they had nothing to do with. AAA and CMLL. AAA is paired with TNA, who is now paired with WWE. Then AEW paired with New Japan, who was paired with CMLL. So that led to CMLL and AEW working together. So these two world powers picked sides in something they had nothing to do with. And now they're gathering allies. It's a cold fucking war. Thank you, Tim. Check it out. Last Word on Sports. D. Will Gray.
According to Fightful, Dijak's WWE contract is set to expire at the end of June. There are currently no plans for him on Raw, and WWE has yet to make him an offer.
Okay.
Let Dijak ratio the world.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what he looks like.
Dijak, he looks like the Terminator. I'll be back. He was the cop, the 1980s cop in. Oh, you don't watch NXT? Never mind. Shit. He had that really great match against Keith Lee on NXT. Shit. Scout says, "Well, you don't watch NXT."
Brian Alvarez, about the thing with the Mexican promotions. Brian Alvarez heard that Rocky Romero played a key role in the agreement that will allow CMLL and AAA wrestlers to work on the same shows. However, it is not expected that Stars Promotions will be allowed to work in the same match. The updated policy between AEW, CMLL, and New Japan seems to be that people who have not worked for AAA of late but are Mexican-born are allowed to work on shows with CMLL talent. Ray Phoenix last worked for AAA in October 2022, so he was allowed to wrestle on this week's Dynamite, which featured CMLL stars. It's not clear where Roosh falls in that classification because he appeared on Dynamite but did not wrestle on the card. CMLL is okay at times with Mexican talent doing angles on shows with CMLL talent, but not doing matches. If Roosh is not allowed to wrestle on the same show as CMLL talent, then his match with MJF likely won't happen at Forbidden Door.
Did you guys hear that? She just reinforced everything I just said about the Cold War by using headlines and deductive reasoning, because there's still issues with CMLL and AAA talent working together. It's been happening since AAA's founding in 1993, 1992. Antonio Pena. That's a name for you.
Yeah.
Antonio Pena.
My last thing, Daddy Meltzer also mentioned that AEW is in discussions with signing Ross and Marshall Von Erich. I did say last week that the Von Erich brothers have said that this is going to be a good year for them, so we should see them show up somewhere.
Just be safe. Your family's fucking cursed, and we love the shit out of you guys. Just be safe, please.
Don't do drugs.
Don't buy a motorcycle. Don't do drugs.
Don't own guns.
Yeah. Don't go to Japan if you can avoid it. Like, set that tour out.
Please get proper mental health care.
Yeah.
Please see a voodoo priestess to uncurse you. Thank you.
It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, so shout out everybody that's missing Anthony Bourdain, i.e. me. Was that it? Is that the last thing on?
That's the last thing.
All right, this is my favorite. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to set this up because I'm going to be able to bring, so I can bring the card up. I'm going to put it over here in the corner, like that. Save. Open.
Is this going to be like when we had Ritter come up with names for our New Japan stars?
Yeah, sort of. All right, we're going to go down this card now, and we're going to have you predict Battleground without watching NXT at all. You want me to make it a little bit bigger for you?
I can't see these people's faces.
All right, I'll stretch it out some. And
I'd just like to say that Ethan Page is a TNA guy, and this pay-per-view is headlined by two reverently TNA people.
I don't want to cover Bo up too much.
So can you put us like on the little side?
Right there.
Is that good?
No, can you do the thing like when we watch where we're like on the side?
Yeah, like that.
There we go.
This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen, getting everything situated. That's not the right background. There we go. All right. So we're going to run down this card now that I've got my life back together. So let's just start at the top. Tag team wise, the NXT tag titles are on the line, Al. Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus the Good Brothers. Who you got in that? And what do you think about Axiom and Nathan Frazier? I know you know who the Good Brothers are.
I mean, as the Good Brothers are on the main roster, I feel like that Axiom and Fabio should win this match.
Fabio is one of Seth Rollins' proteges, and Axiom is formerly a kid from NXT UK. So you think they're going to retain?
Yeah.
Bo, who you got in the tag title match?
I got the brothers, baby. Don't bet against the club.
Yeah, dude. Don't bet against the club. Good Brothers by a mile.
Have you seen what they've done to the club? Finn Balor, AJ Styles. I mean, where the fuck is Meechin?
Yeah, but Meechin's in a ladder match tonight.
She's in the ladder match tonight. Let's go ahead. I want to do that one. I'm just bouncing all over the place. Deal with it. It's my show. NXT Women's North American title ladder match. Okay. First time. This the women's mid card for WWE. They haven't had one since the 60s, I think. Sol Ruka, the Lash Legend. What's her name? Fallon Henley. Kalani Jordan, Meechin, Mia Yim, and Jada Parker.
Who?
Miss Parker.
Miss Parker.
Okay. I know who Lash is.
Yeah.
And I know who Mia Yim is.
Uh-huh.
I feel like Fallon Henley is a redo of
Mickey James.
No.
That
What's
was
her name? The bitch that got fired because she like showed her titties.
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose. There you go.
Really?
How in the fuck do you get Mandy Rose from Fallon Henley?
Yeah, I would have thought.
But is she
No,
not the
She's
brunette?
country as shit.
No, Fallon
I'm
Henry.
talking like visually.
Fallon Henry is the one that I say looks like every barback on Lower Broadway.
But
Hey,
visually, I
those
think
girls
she looks
need
like
loving.
Mandy Rose.
Not even close, says Tim.
Whatever.
So, who do you think wins the
Yeah.
ladder match? Scouts, I'm sorry. I thought.
I'm gonna say not Meechin because they dick her over all the time. I don't know. It's probably gonna come down to, I would say, Lash and Fallon, and I say that because they're the two that are next to the belt on the poster.
What about Kalani Jordan? She's right beside it.
Who?
Okay, fair.
Kalani Jordan.
Bo, who you got in the ladder match?
Which one is she?
She's the one with the purple gear on the right side.
I know who I want to see win. I want to see.
Oh, I
Mia
thought that
win
was
it.
Lash.
No, Lash is right here.
Oh, then
But-
sorry. It's gonna be Kalani and Fallon. I would assume that Fallon's gonna win because you say that name a lot, so I feel like they're pushing her.
I say it because I don't like her. Bo, who do you got?
I want Mia Yim to win, but I think Lash is going to pull this one off.
Sol Ruka. She's going to hit a soul snatcher out of nowhere. Triple threat match. AJ also wants Sol Ruka. Triple threat match for the men's North American title. Joe Coffey, Obafemi, and Wes Lee. Al, who you got?
I like Wesley.
Yeah. MSK, the Rascals.
I mean, he's real good.
He is good.
I don't know who the other two are.
What's up, Mr. Fritz? It's good to see you, brother. Grub before NXT. Femi's keeping the belt. Don't know who wins, but Joe Coffey takes the law. He's going to take the pin.
I think maybe this one won't change.
Oba retains. Bo, what do you think?
I'm going Wesley.
I think Wesley also takes it back. Me and Bo are eye for an eye right now. This gets us to the NXT Underground match. And I've got two questions for you guys. One, who wins? And two, do they do something screwy and put these women in an octagon since they're in the Apex Center?
What's an underground match?
Where they take the ropes off.
Why is that underground?
Because that's what they did for Raw Underground and NXT Underground, where they would do a no ropes, like MMA style, like fist fight.
Like Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
Yeah, it's like WWE's version of Bloodsport.
I'm going to say they'll probably give the win to Shayna only because she's the main roster talent and they're not going to want to make, for marketing purposes, because they have been pushing her a little bit more on the main roster. They're not going to want to make her look weak.
Fair. I think Shayna also takes the win, and I would love to see it in an octagon. And they've also leaked pictures of the setup, and the ropes are already up, which makes it way more likely. But we know WWE can strip them and put them back up real quick, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, are they the first match?
we don't know. I haven't seen a run order yet. Scows,
I would say the ladies on the bottom of the first match.
You think they'll do the ladder match to open?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good, honest assumption. Not yet, says Scows. That leads us to the two main events. The semi is, one would assume, will probably be the Jordan Grace Roxanne Perez match. You think they'll main event because of the crossover work? Okay, so let's do the men's first then. Trick Willy Wonka and All Ego Ethan Page. Heads up, who you guys got? Scowls comes out hot just immediately, says Page. No questions asked.
Since Ethan Page is not signed and he is just making an
He signed.
appearance,
He signed an NXT deal.
but
Yeah,
it's not an exclusive deal.
Yeah, he came off all the indie shows.
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah, he dropped
Yeah.
his dates.
Oh.
He's officially.
I feel
under
like they're
contract.
not done with this Trick Williams story. And I would just like to say that if he does come in and take this belt, every single person that bitched about about Mercedes Moné coming in and winning a belt in her first match needs to shut the fuck up.
Keep that same energy for Ethan Page. I actually want Ethan Page to win, and I can't believe I'm saying that because he wrestled himself. So for the longest time, I've been the biggest Ethan Page, like, just hater, because I thought Ethan Page versus Karate Man was the shits.
The best thing in the world.
I love you like a brother. You're my closest friend on this planet, but Jesus, that hurts my soul every time you say
don't
that.
open your mind to it, dude. You got to get real high and watch it.
I have done LSD so many times. I have opened up 12 minds. Like, I don't get Ethan Page versus Karate Man. He wrestled himself, and I went,
how hard is it?
It would be hard as shit, but it was CGI, though.
It is 1000% the same thing. Please tell me how it's different.
What?
Scout says it's not the same thing if Ethan Page wins, but he complained about Mercedes.
I will say the biggest thing there is Ethan didn't come in and do 3 months worth of promos before he had his first match.
Well, she
wasn't cleared. I get it. Yeah.
She wasn't cleared, and they did that because they were losing ratings.
Okay, I don't doubt it. Bo, did you pick?
It's the same.
I was one of those people bitching about Mercedes, but I'm like you, Will. I think they're pushing Ethan like they push Bobby Roode.
I also think that Trick is on his way up to the main roster.
I think him and Lash's storyline is more limelight than the title is right now.
It's a bigger story than the title. They can put the title on Ethan Page. Then Lash Legend and the breakup can go back to the forefront. She can come lick his wounds and they can get back together. And it'll be this big story for Trick. And again, I think that will be a main roster story they tell because they see how many eyes are on it and it's fantastic. And with Matt coming in clutch, NXT right now, outside of the Don, and this is going to break Matt's little Sicilian heart, but they fumbled the Don by having him lose to Ilya, but then turn around and win the Heritage Cup because it made it look like a consolation prize. And you're right, Trick and Noam Dar wouldn't sell a PLE. I just feel like they fumbled Tony D'Angelo because he could have been a big enough star to take the belt off of Trick. And I don't feel like they handled that well by making him eat that L to Ilya. No, was it against Ilya or was it against Trick? It was against Ilya when he had his match. It was. I remember that now. Will is half wrong. What am I half wrong about?
I don't know, but while
he's going to say that the cup isn't a consolation prize. It's his first championship, and it was a chance for him to win. Yeah.
Highlight Scouse's comment. Willow and Mercedes had a long story starting in New Japan. Like, she didn't just she just didn't get worked into a story. It has been a building story for quite some time. But alas, agree to disagree, it is the same. I love you, but the same.
The cup isn't a consolation prize, see? I love you, Mateo. I knew exactly where you were going. Me and Katie had the same fight. That means the main event. Roxanne Perez, Jordan Grace. What do you guys think?
We're going to shock the world tonight.
You think that Jordan leaves Jordan 2 belts, Bo? Is that what you're saying?
The juggernaut all the way.
Fair. Al, who you got? You know both of these women well. You've had a chance to be in the same air, as they say, with Jordan Grace. You've seen her work many a times. We haven't had a chance to see Roxanne Perez live, though. Who do you got?
Okay. I'm going to start.
She was at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen Jordan Grace a lot more than Roxanne Perez, though.
Yeah.
Fair. So before I say what I'm going to say, they're going to probably give it to Jordan. But what I don't understand is why they take this women's belt and always take it away from actual NXT women's talent. We put it on main roster stars. We put it on guest people. Like, can the NXT women not hold this belt? Like, I don't understand. You have a huge women's roster in NXT, a huge good women's roster in NXT. Why do we keep taking the NXT women's title and putting it on non-NXT talent?
Can I answer a rebuttal for you?
Sure.
That's because for the last probably 6 years, I would say at least 2018, when people ask who are the two best promotions with the best women's division, what do you say? Everybody always says TNA and NXT. And they have forever. This is a chance for both companies who historically have two of the best women's rosters to cross-pollinate.
Well, I understand, like, this instant, but I'm just saying, like, in general, they do this a lot where they put other, and it's not necessarily they hold that up, but they put non-NXT women in this title picture. They do it a lot.
They're getting at you in the chat.
I know they are because they don't agree, but like, again, like from a actual like business marketing standpoint, like I get some of it, but you're not progressing your own talent and getting people to watch your product for its own merits. You're having to use outside things to get actual visualization on this, and when those things go away, the numbers go back down. It is what it is.
Can I give you guys a hint from the inside of the business from my weak, meager little green mind? Okay? You know the hint that gives you the idea that there's more than a good chance that Jordan Grace is probably walking out with this title? They're introducing a women's mid-card belt. There's going to be another women's belt on that show that's going to be highly coveted for. They're going to fight for it. They're going to want to, because I'm with you guys. I think Jordan Grace walks out Jordan 2 belts, and then what we see is when whoever answers that open challenge on Friday, we know they're not from TNA, whoever opens that door on Friday wins the TNA Knockouts Championship and brings it back to WWE. And what you see is both titles on TV for the wrong show. And I think that's the direction they're building it, and that's how they're going to help put eyes on it. Yeah. And agreed, Matt. It could be mutually beneficial.
I'm not saying that in this instant they just seem to do a lot with NXT where it's like, oh, who can we bring in? You know, no, I think that people should like NXT for NXT, not who they bring in from other places.
I think people should like NXT for liking NXT for what they are, but then also appreciate the fact that Shawn Michael Hickenbottom is fucking wrecking the business right now as far as how booking goes. And if he doesn't win Booker of the Year, then like it's not real.
Scales, I don't have to watch it to understand how the marketing and like the business side of it works. Like that doesn't matter.
Also true. That's it. As no one has been hindered on NXT. You know who was hindered though? Jinder. You see what I did there? Oh shit, I'm all confused. I'm all fuckered up. There you go. That'll work for now. All right, guys, it's time to plug ourselves so we can go get some pizza and watch some NXT Battleground. Yeah. Al, plug yourself live on air.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, but do I actually? Yep. Anyways, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at justagirl918. I am looking for, I need 4 gentlemen. I guess 3 if I use Mr. Gray, to do some voiceover work for me for my heel support group. I need somebody who can mimic Paul Heyman's voice. So please hit up the DMs if you are interested.
Is that it?
That's it.
No socials or nothing?
I said it first.
Oh, okay. Bo, you're up.
Here every Sunday. Tuesdays NXT on tap on Off the Top Media. Check out Boyfriend Time on YouTube. Our react videos. Follow me on Twitter at Jacksbo2020. That's about it.
I can sound like Tommy Heyman. Does that count?
No.
No, it doesn't.
I really need scouts to do it.
I would love to get that with that New Jersey accent, New York, New Jersey accent. Like, it would fit well. Closing the shop up, guys. We appreciate you for hanging out. Reminder to follow anywhere you do anything on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio. You have tons of options. There's a couple links in the descriptions. One is the Discord link. It's your direct link to all the content creators, producers, hosts, and minds behind Rivet City Radio and Off the Top Media. We also have one down there that's your direct link for your merch. That is the merch shop that will give you everything for Botched Spots and Chair Shots and Off the Top Media merch, hats, t-shirts, bags, all of it, boxers with Bo's face, all the options.
Mm-hmm.
The super important to remember, though, you have two things that help keep this ship afloat. The first one being your sub for us with Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, everybody does. You get a free Prime gaming subscription with that. You can give that to any of your free Twitch subscribers absolutely for free. Give it to Off the Top Media. Give it to Boyfriend Time. Give it to Creation World. Give it to the Wolfpack Podcast. Give it to all my friends, just as long as Jeff Bezos doesn't get it. He has too much money. The lifeblood is patreon.com/Rivet City Radio. You get exclusive free shows, ad-free playback up in Smoke Cinema Club, watch-alongs, delicious as fuck cookbook, articles, blogs, all the things. Bo, Al, anything for the class before I talk real fast?
No, sir.
Can I have something with Will's face on it? You can if you want. Discord, holla at your boy. I got to set up my things. I don't have those built in yet, Tommy. I'm slacking. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now as we close another episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots, I want to take a minute. Thank you for listening. Remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, and subscribe, then subscribe again. Leave a comment, tell me how great I am or how terrible we sound. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win-win for the Ginger Ninja Jacksbo, for the boss bitch Al. I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.
Bye-bye.
Peace.